On April 18th, Truman's student government passed a resolution to support the creation of a Center for Gender and Sexuality, in addition to the Women's Resource Center and the Center for Diversity and Inclusion. This initiative is coming from the interim director of the CDI, Brad Turnbull, as well as from multiple resolutions passed by the student government over the past few years. This resolution started in the Diversity Committee of the student government, which is currently chaired by Kennedy Cooper.
We were working on just like what projects we wanted to do on the diversity committee for the next semester, and Shania, who was the chair of diversity committee at the time, Shania Montever, she told me to work on that, and I was like, okay, I'll work on that. So I did, and so I scheduled a meeting with Brad Turnbull, and he showed me his proposal that he'd written, and I thought it was really cool, but he wasn't completely done. And I knew that I wanted to eventually write a resolution, but the reason it happened now and not like 3 months ago was just because I wanted to wait till the proposal was complete, because I didn't want to be in support of something that wasn't fully complete. And so yeah, that was basically the process that happened, and then I wrote a resolution basically saying that we supported it. I reiterated some facts from the resolutions that we passed in 2016, and yeah.
This resolution, however, does not guarantee the creation of said Center for Gender and Sexual Diversity. The project could still take several months or years for the Truman administration to develop.
The proposal will have to be approved by Student Affairs, I think. But the reason that we passed the resolution was so that Brad can say with his proposal that the student government and at large the student body, because we're elected representatives of the student body, support that as well as the CDI and whoever else he has that supports it currently.
The Truman State student government had a thorough discussion before passing this resolution. Several resolutions passed without discussion. This one, however, brought up some opposing viewpoints.
Okay. Yeah, I have two things that I would like to bring up. One, I take a huge issue with people continuously saying that somebody's sexual preference or gender identity is a moral issue. It's not. It's a religious preference. It is not an issue of moral. Stop saying that. Like, it's infuriating, quite honestly, and very, very disrespectful. Second, I've never played a sport at Truman. I do pay into the athletic fee. I don't think it's that ridiculous to ask students to put some of their money into something that's going to help a portion of the population, even if it doesn't directly affect them. There are some people on campus that hate football. They still pay the athletic fee. Sometimes you just need to get over yourself, honestly. There's a lot of very hurtful things, I think, that people are saying without realizing it, and I would caution those people very strongly with the way that they are wording some of the things they're saying.
And to respond to Manny's comment, I think there's a big difference between the example she gave and the example of most religious students. There's a big difference between personal preferences regarding sports and a fundamental view of right and wrong, of sin. And
Point of clarification, what about the tampon issue I brought up?
I would have, according to my Catholic beliefs, I would have problems with that too.
Great.
And for students who are Catholic, for students who of many Protestant denominations, of Muslim students, homosexuality is viewed as being a sin. And
point of clarification, not every Catholic agrees with you.
Well, according to the official organ of the Catholic Church.
Pope Francis?
Yes, Pope Francis released official.
Let the man finish speaking.
Okay.
Wrap it up.
According to the document recently released by the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, I believe that was 2 weeks ago, they defined homosexuality as being a sin. And so, according to many Catholic students, including the many Catholic students I know, homosexuality is a sin, and so for them to fund a center that promotes it would make them feel uncomfortable.
We also need to consider the fact that LGBTQ students do have a unique experience at Truman. Like, there are currently some resources provided to LGBTQ students, but not much. And this would also be great for demonstrating institutional support for LGBTQ plus students, because like kind of what Josh said, there's Like other universities have these things. Other universities offer this institutional support to students, and we don't do that. But Truman has a higher proportion of LGBTQ plus students than like other universities in Missouri do. So we really need to consider that with that higher proportion of LGBTQ plus students and the fact that we don't currently really have a whole lot to support them, we really probably should.
After the discussion, the resolution passed with a majority of votes. While students likely won't see any concrete progress on the center for a while, approval from the student government for new university initiatives is key in pushing the proposal through the Truman administration. I'm Daniel Harper, reporting for KTRM Studios.